I should put a lot more thought into what I'm gonna film and when I'm gonna film instead of filming with a wet hair. Oh look, nothing changes. Hello. Yes, I'm aware we've had many of a coy, oh, I disappeared, but oh, I'm back, and then I disappear again. I'm aware, okay? So I am making zero promises, which, to be fair, I think the last time I sort of came back, I also made no promises, but hi. It's been a while. I've dipped in and out, but I'm feeling quite motivated in this new year, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like diving in with content. I felt like having a little catch up. I want it to be a quick catch up because we're in the TikTok attention span era. Like, nobody's watching a 35-minute video of me just rambling and probably repeating myself. So just a little quick catch up, plans, I don't know. First of all, can we just talk about how cute my tree looks? Obsessed. It will be coming down today or tomorrow. I should probably just hold off until Friday because I think that's like the 12th day and you're supposed to take it down then. I don't know, but my desk, I have a folding desk that is literally, it's just sitting there. That's the kitchen door, that's my laundry. That desk needs to basically go where the tree is, so I can be productive. So tree needs to come down soon, which is, it's sad, but sorry, I can't get it. I can't get it where I had it. It was like somewhere like that. That'll do. So first things first, I have no idea where we're all at, what everybody knows about me and my life. Like, I know, I was gonna say I probably still am to at least some extent, a chronic oversharer online, but I don't know like what I've told everyone, what everyone's perceptions of me are. I mean, I don't know what anyone's perceptions of me are. I don't want to know. Don't perceive me. But quick recap. Back in the day, like, hold that thought. Hold that thought. I don't like that thought. So this year will be 9 years since I first started making bookish content, which is moving swiftly on. But when I first started making bookish content, and for the bulk of my bookish content, I lived at home with my mum and stepdad, and things were going good. Cut to 2020, which I think is the downfall in most people's stories. My granddad died at the start of the year, and I started spending some time at my grand's house just to keep her company, and then of course March 2020 hit and we had our 3-week lockdown, and I, being the brilliant granddaughter I am, said, Gran, I will stay with you for lockdown to keep you company. 4 years later, Gran now lives in a residential housing complex because that's what she needed for her health and her independence, and I now have my own place in my Gran's old house. So I now live alone. At 27, I finally am living alone for the first time, and it has been a 10 out of 10 for my mental health. I'm not gonna lie, there have been struggles. The house is not finished. I have had multiple promises that it will be decorated how I want it, organised how I need it, it will all be finished by April last year. Then I think we said like my birthday, but that didn't quite happen. Then at the very least, I was gonna have my office space for the beginning of Nano so I could write my damn book. Yeah, the folding desk, not even a proper desk, folding desk is up in the middle of the living room at the minute because don't have an office yet. It doesn't help that I wanted to use the bit beside the back door for my office space because it's quite a big space, and I don't know, there's not really much I can do with it, but a desk would be good. There's no power, there's no plug socket, so having a great time with that. But yeah, I now live alone, I live independently, somewhat. I'm very much that person's like, Mum, what do I do? But It has just been so good for me, and I just feel like I'm in such a better place than I was over lockdown, and even before lockdown, to be honest. And I just have this motivation. I want to do better. I don't just want to be sitting around being unproductive all day. I didn't intend for a whole new year, new me thing. It's just kind of happened that it's taken until now for me to get to this point. Like, it just naturally has came this way, so not mad about it, we'll take it. So yeah, I disappeared from content creating because I was so overwhelmed and stressed, and a lot of that was obviously outside external stressors. And I think I've talked about this in a video probably a few years ago. Booktube, I think I did, it's a video on Booktube consumerism. Whether it's still up, I don't know. But anyway, I've not rewatched it, so God knows what I say in it. God knows if I still agree with any of it. But I know at some point I talked about Booktube consumerism and how there's this pressure when you are making bookish content to be on the ball with everything, up to date with every new release, buying every new release, you know, just having so many books, being the one with the biggest book hauls. And it wasn't about reading and sharing a love of books and sharing a love of stories and championing the books that you love. It was literally just who is able to have all of these books, who is able to shock us with how many books they've bought, how many books they've read. And it just became too much. And so I packed up my bookshelves, put all my books in the cupboard, chucked the bookshelves out. I have one Billy bookcase left, which now has books in it again, and it's beside the front door. So when you walk in the front door, you see the bookshelf, but it's not in my face constantly, reminding me of all these books I haven't read. And yeah, I needed a like clean break from books for a little while. And now I'm sort of, I'm dealing with life a bit better. And I miss it. I miss going into Waterstones and knowing what the new releases were, what books people are excited by. I actually just met up with Joe, who back in the day was Average Joe Reads, literally like a week ago, nearly. No, it was Friday, a week on Friday. Anyway, point is, met up with Joe, and we were in Waterstones and we were saying that like, we don't know half these books. And we saw a Victoria Schwab book face out, and neither of us had heard of it, and we were about to be disappointed in ourselves for not knowing about it. And then we discovered it was originally published in 2014, so we never knew about it even when we knew about books. But it is sad now to go into a bookshop and just feel alien. You know, I used to know every title because I worked in Waterstones, so I was constantly shelving the same things. Like, I recognised most books when I walked into a bookshop. And I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what books have been released in the last 3 years. And I couldn't tell you what books are coming out. And I don't like it. I want to get back to knowing about books and it being a passion. Because it was, but it still is. But I just haven't indulged in it. And I do feel like I'm now in a place where I don't care. I don't care if you want me to know about the Victoria Schwabs, the Brandon Sandersons, the L. Kennedy. I know the names, but I'm not wasting my time and my energy keeping up to date with things that I don't have a passion about. I want to focus on the things that I do. For example, I'm laughing at myself because what I'm about to do is going to happen constantly this year. You're going to be sick of me. But for example, Elle McNichol has 2 books coming out this year. Fucking buzzing. I will not shut up about Elle's books coming out, or her past books, or her future books. This year, every video, you're just gonna constantly hear me saying, by the way, 4th of April, Kitty comes out. October, Some Like It Cold. I think it's October 3rd, but don't quote me on that. Once Kitty's out, we'll be on to Some Like It Cold, don't you worry. But yeah, I want to champion those books. I've already read Kitty. I was beyond lucky to get a proof copy that I'm now realising I don't fucking know where I've put it. It'll be in my room somewhere. Anyway, I was beyond lucky to get one of the proof copies of Kitty, and I read it immediately. Like, as in I sat down and I read the book start to finish in the one day. And it is spectacular. It is everything I loved about A Kind of Spark and more, because I am definitely more of a kiddie than an addie, I think. Or at least I want to be a kiddie. I think we should all strive to be kiddie. But oh, so this is not about Elle's book. This is not a review. But mark in your calendars. I know if you're like me and you're a bit behind on the new releases or the upcoming releases, and you're currently curating your most anticipated lists like me, kiddie, April 4th. Get it on the list. But yeah, that's what I want to be doing. I want to be championing the books that I love, the books I want to read, neurodiversity in particular. But I just want to read what I enjoy and books that I love, and I don't want to be wasting time trying to fit this booktuber standard and just being another voice talking about the same. I mean, I want to be another voice if we're talking about Elle's books. And Akemi Dawn Bowman, top tier. Estelle Mascom also has a new book out this year, new adult, buzzing. But anyway, sorry, I'm just working on my agenda here. Read the authors I like. I don't want to just be repeating what everyone else is saying for the sake of being on trend. And I mean, as I say, I've been away from booktube. I've watched Books and Lala, and that's about it for the last year, near enough year. And I don't know what everyone's up to now. I don't know if everybody else has had this epiphany and moved on, but I just want to put it out there. That's where I'm at. So yes, the plan for 2024 is to read the books I'm enjoying, read the books I want to read, rant and rave about the books that I love, possibly rant about the books that I have not so much loved, because we all love a rant review. Respectful rant review, obviously, but to be fair, there is nothing I love more than watching someone be so worked up about a book. Because the amount of books that I have picked up, read and loved because someone has hated them and went into a deep dive, but besides the point. That's the plan. Just books I love, books I want to champion, and maybe some other things sprinkled in. I don't know. Bullet journal setup, I want to do that. Reading journal setup, I guess. Trying to do some TikTok stuff, so I might post to like some shorts. I don't know if people like shorts. I kind of ignore them when I go through my subscriptions, but maybe other, well, mind you, they're easier to look at on your phone. Anyway, I don't know if people like those, but I'm quite enjoying my little TikTok vlogs that I've done. So, because the thing is, right, back in my day, we only had to film YouTube videos, really. So it was all landscape format. Now you've got TikTok and Instagram, and they are portrait format. And so it's fine for like an overhead journal setup because you can put the camera on for YouTube, phone in a holder for TikTok, whatever. But if I'm doing like a vlog, I can spend twice as long taking a video of like whatever in both directions, but not everything you can capture more than once. Do you know what I mean? Like if I go to the theatre and we're allowed to film the bows, do I film it portrait or landscape? So this is my dilemma. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do on that front. I don't know if I'm just gonna maybe stick to vlogs on TikTok or here. I'm so mad. This camera cuts off after like 15-16 minutes. I don't know why, because I could literally film for like 24 hours and not fill up this SD card, but that's what it does. And I was so close to wrapping up this video, and I've had to start a second clip. It's fine, doesn't matter. So yeah, I think I was waffling on about vlogs and whether to make them for YouTube or make them for TikTok or how to decide. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out this year, but I'm very excited to make some content. Not entirely sure exactly what kind of content, because I don't think I'm gonna do TBRs, really. I am doing Hannah at Ladette M's Gerbitathon again this year, so there will be some books that I do have to plan, but ultimately, no pressure. I'm not doing that to myself. So we'll see how that goes. I will probably tell you what I've read each month. I may do actual reviews. I don't know. We're just gonna see. We're gonna stick around. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what finds out. I've lost the ability to formulate sentences. Not sure I ever had it. But anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'll do some like hauls of like non-bookish things, because I'm trying not to buy books. I went through all of my books, cleared them all off of Goodreads, went through my books, decided which ones to keep, only unhauled about 10 to be fair, and I have 425 physical books to read. But that's not including a small pile I have tucked away in a corner of my room that I haven't dug out yet. So yeah, that's a lot of books. We shall see how that goes. So we're going to try and not buy books. However, I do anticipate probably buying a lot of Lucy and Yak. Obsessed with Lucy and Yak. I got my first pair of Yaks last Christmas, 2022, and in the last year I have accumulated an entire wardrobe of Yaks, and I'm not mad about it because they are comfortable, they do not they do not cause sensory issues, and they fit my body quite nicely. So we stan Lucy and Yak. Anyway, I'm just waffling on now, I'm rambling. I need to go import these clips and edit. However, there's only 18 minutes left on Hannah's sprints because of course there's my washing, don't mind that. Told you, overshare on the internet. I don't have time to edit this in this sprint, but I may start reading a book. Which one, I'm not sure. I have 3 books to choose from. One is over there, so I'm not going to grab it, but it is Tempest of Tea. Because I don't know how I have an arc of this. I think I must have won a competition or something, or maybe, no, I think they emailed me and I don't know, but somehow, despite not making content, I got not only a kiddie proof, which I understand why I got that because I championed a kind of spark and I'm also autistic, so like I get why the PR team are like, yeah, you, or L, I don't know who chose. But this one, I'm not sure